sister. What's new? Drove around the little downtown, discovered the backs of the buildings over the water. Reminds me of New York, or Sesame Street actually was the thought I had. They're very old looking buildings. Found a little river walk. Found this little gazebo. It's beautiful. I have a new goal. It's a goal from 2016 actually. Thanks, wind. Wind approves. Oh, well. Maybe I'm misinterpreting that. Maybe I'm going to keep my goal to myself because it's not a goal, it's a dream. Dreams are different than goals. Let's talk about that. So a goal is something you could sit down with like your business advisor and say, this is my goal. I hope to sell this amount by this or that time, and I hope to do this thing by this or that time, or I want to make this much money by this or that time. A goal is like it's almost like a plan. I do not like having goals at all. The 3.5 years of doing challenges were kind of like a goal, but they were just more like a have to, like a should. Like a too bad, no choice, you have to do it. No course correcting, no reconsidering, just you have to do it. You made this commitment and you're doing it. So those, I guess, were the closest I get to goals. Or like, writing a paper for your English class is a goal. Getting an A on it is a goal. Writing my musical when I was 20 years old was a goal. And having that be my senior honors thesis was a goal. I guess finishing my musical when I was in grad school. My MFA program was musical theater writing in New York. I guess that was a goal, finishing that musical. Or graduating and getting an MFA, those were goals. And then I had a weird goal after that of like, well, I had a musical written in the center of the country and performed in Wisconsin. Then I had a musical performed in New York and then Connecticut, like all the way to the ocean. It had a 4-week professional run there, and that was cool. But I was like, well, I need a musical to be on the other coast. And so when a guy said, I need a collaborator to write music and lyrics for this version of Christmas Carol, and he was from Bakersfield, California, I was like, ooh, then I can put in my resume, I have had musicals produced on both coasts. I wrote a whole musical just to be able to say that sentence. It was decent. I have the score somewhere. I would need a new book writer, though, to reinterpret A Christmas Carol with me, and then we'll put the songs back in, because I've completely lost touch with that person, and he didn't have exclusive rights to my music and lyrics, just like I didn't have exclusive rights to his rewriting of Christmas Carol. But anyway, so those are goals. So what's a dream? So I can feel dreams in the air right now. I looked up and I saw grass, and I saw sun, and I saw a little sign, Fenville and Holland this way, Paw Paw that way. I see nature, I see fallen leaves. I can see like 40 years from now. I can see this place like 40 years from now in my mind if I want to, like a coming back to here. I can see kind of kids all around me as I perform one of my Dreambird in Rainbow Land songs, or the Rainbow Friends. I haven't totally decided which they have lots of names, but which thing is going to be the thing that turns into like the brand. I know Dreambird is the main thing. I'm Dreambird. I have one song or one introduction up on the jessicaandtherainbow.bandcamp site, and I made the dreambird.bandcamp.com site, but it only has the one thing on it right now, even though other things are done. And that's been just sitting there like a little ghost haunting my future. My album was finished. It started at my brother's in Corcoran, Minnesota. But so I was driving back and forth from Kalamazoo to Grand Haven, or even maybe north of there where I lived at the time. And yeah, Allegan was kind of the halfway point from the nature-y route that I liked to take. But I think I was driving through to Kalamazoo for different reasons in 2016. Anyway, somehow I ended up with a sort of vision of having library shows. I had a library show scheduled in Grand Haven where I played this first like kids book, kids song live version performance. I had that happen in Grand Haven very unexpectedly, and it was called Lily the Little Pink Giraffe. If you want to try to look it up, I don't remember the name of the organization that filmed it, but the whole thing with me reading and singing it and playing it. And there's a song in the middle of the story, and it's very cute, and it's dedicated to my niece Brooklyn. And I had like a downloadable, colorable PDF that kids could get, and I got a mailing list, and everyone loved it. And then I just fizzled out on that because I also was planning and dreaming and making my first music video at that time. So it felt kind of like it was coming too soon in my life. Like I hadn't really finished the trajectory I was on. And I'll never finish the trajectory I'm on as Jessica and the Rainbow, like doing indie singer-songwriter stuff. But at that time, I felt like I hadn't even really started yet. I kept restarting, you know, making mistakes, learning from them, and then kind of starting over. Whereas now I do not feel like I haven't started yet. Like now I feel like I'm really doing the indie music thing, and sometimes wildly and sometimes more crafted, but this place would be very peaceful if it wasn't a loud truck route. Well, anyway, so I dropped the ball on that little trajectory. I think it really wasn't the right time, but I had wanted to start booking other, not just the one in Grand Haven that fell in my lap, but I wanted to like reach out to libraries and like pitch it to them and say, you know, hey, I've got an hour-long little program for kids, or little tiny 20-minute ones if it's for young kids, because, you know, I understand attention span. But it was going to be like me performing for a little of it, but then them kind of working with me and us making songs together. It was a really cute little business plan, and I'm good at it. Like, steal my business plan if you want. Like, that doesn't threaten me. That's not competition. It's not like I invented the concept of helping kids write songs. But, you know, where my strength comes in is I know I'm good at it. Little kids react well to me. I get a little more streamlined with kids. I don't get quite all over the place because I assume they won't be able to follow all that, so I'm a little better. And then maybe even if they can't follow it, I'm being entertaining at least. But I dropped the ball on that. So I had this whole vision of like coming to Allegan for some odd reason. I think this is just where I had the idea of doing little library concerts or library shows or library workshops. Ooh, biggest spider I've seen in a long time. Woof! That just made my skin crawl. Hey, buddy, am I in your turf? Probably. Are we in a video? Probably don't. I don't know if you could see that. Maybe I'll go on a bench. There's this whole philosophy of like, don't run away from things in this day and age, you know, stay and face your fears, but like, stay and for sure get a spider bite. No thanks. Like, it's like this whole like bullying victims kind of, you know, don't be a victim. It's like, well, then you come home with a black eye because you stood up to a bully. That spider was he was bullying me. Totally knew I was there. There was no reason to keep walking toward me. So whatever. Going somewhere else, spider. You win. Oh, this looks prettier anyway. Thanks, spider. Maybe bullies are here to teach us to get up and go somewhere prettier. So yeah, if you're one of those people who somehow, like, sickeningly was taught that, like, running away from things is somehow just as bad as the bullies themselves, like, as if running away from things is not, like, part of evolution, like that all deer and rabbits and all these other really sweet creatures do, Like, get that crap out of your brain. Running away from things is your wisdom. If you are a soft, sensitive soul, running away is wisdom. Introverting is wisdom. Just don't let it take over your whole life and think that it means that you can't, face the world. And I learned that one from my sister just yesterday. Well, nope. Not quite. Maybe? No, too low. Maybe this isn't a good spot. Well, seemed like it might be, but maybe it's too weird. Unless you just randomly want to look at my midsection. Yeah, good enough. I'll write a song and I'll quit rambling. It's a good sign. Thanks, spider. Oh, so dreams. I will finish this part of the ramble, and then I won't add more to my ramble. So dreams are floaty. Dreams are open. Dreams feel inspired and like they come from somewhere else. They're not crafted like a goal. They're not, what do you think you should, tense. Me. Focus. Think real hard and think what you want to do. High school students are often told to do that. That's the wrong approach. You'll end up with a very refined dream that becomes your prison. Or it won't be a dream. You'll end up with a very refined goal that becomes your prison. Because you'll follow it to a T, and then you'll wonder why you're dissatisfied. You're dissatisfied because you boxed out God, or you boxed out the universe, or you boxed out inspiration, or you boxed out the muse, whichever word of those resonates with you. If you box out the fluidity of life that you felt as a child, if you box out the inspiration that you felt as a child, let's go do this, And I'm not saying live your life with no plan. I'm just saying that dreams are what feel good. Goals don't feel good. Goals feel very confining. So in my opinion, dream all over the place. And then once one is really clear, you might want to make some goals about it so that it moves forward, maybe. But if you're a praying type, pray about it. If you're a, bounce things off other people type, make sure you keep talking through the different aspects of it. That's where the goal making comes in. But the dreaming should feel very open and free. All right, I'm going to make this up a little higher. It's just a random view of cars. We're going to assume that this is also not the spot. Thanks, memory of the spider. All right. I don't see what would be the spot, though. This is really weird. I guess you're just going to walk with me for a minute. Well, I guess we can go look at these really cool buildings that I really like. They remind me a little bit of my childhood hometown, Racine, Wisconsin, where the backs of buildings had that old school, different colored Sesame Street / Europe, like Ireland or something kind of look, where everything has a different color. Old brick, paint but wearing off. This library on the water is cute. This is also like a kayak docking spot, and I found out it's like this whole river coming down from like Saugatuck and Douglas, so I think I found a new kayak route I might want to try in the summer. I don't know, I'll read about it. Oh yeah, I said I'd write a song, but I can't find anywhere to go. Ooh. There's benches. It's really all about the angle. I would have to carry a tripod with me, like an extendable one, if I really wanted to be pro about this. I am going to get a gimbal. I said that in the last video, and I'm not kidding. Now, hopefully this bench is not full of spiders. Well, that's not much of a view for you. How about... I have like the Mario theme song in my head, and I don't even know why. The one that goes well, that was very unflattering. Maybe I just can't write a song here. I don't know where to put my phone. I'm not gonna balance it on one of these rails and have it fall in the water. So I could walk you all the way back to my car, but I don't feel like that's what I was supposed to do. So maybe this is all just supposed to be a good memory to get the gear that I need. now I will always remember this sad moment in time where I wanted to write a song in multiple places and a spider didn't let me, and then my own lack of preparedness, like a tripod or a phone stand that angles the right way or something. You know, one of those little octopuses, and it can grip on things. Like I could grip on one of these benches if I had one of those. I could even grip on one of these, just get it so far out from the water that there's no way it would fall in. That would work. I normally have to be creative with like little notches in trees or something. Yeah, I don't think there's any way to balance this without you just like straight up looking at my nose or something. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Continuing. These benches are cute. There's people eating a lunch. Yeah, I really like this place. Thanks, Allegan. But once I get my gimbal, while I walk with you, it's going to be smooth sailing. You're just going to have a view and no shaky cam. So I really got to get it. This will look so much more pro. I'm learning how to spend money on myself in my dreams. That's a big change for me. Ooh, I see tabletops. That will work. Done and done. Okay. I think I put my tuner away. So, I don't know, buildings or water view? I think buildings. That's a little more interesting. There's this random zip line too. Just across this tiny little river. I'm gonna go over to this other one. Little more space from a rain garden. Hello. So very random. Just a random zipline facility. Alright, I'll take it. Ooh, I'm actually gonna go over to that one. Okay, then I'll stop. Yeah, so apparently this tiny town has a zip line. What a what? Oh! I just felt very guided. Like, why wouldn't I stop where I just was? Michigan's largest indoor ropes course. Weird. But look at that. There's like a little fire pit and a perfect little glass shield and a little place to balance my phone. In view of the river or the buildings. Either one. Let's do... I think I know what I want to do. That is cute. That might be. I swear it looks so much more like East Coast or Mediterranean than a lot of things. Or not Mediterranean, I don't know. But just more like other places I've lived than anything else around here. It's kind of making me sad a little bit. One of the problems with moving a lot, I've lived in a lot of places. Different whole climates, different types of places, cities, small towns, that difference. East Coast, Midwest, Europe. And you leave your heart everywhere. So the things you loved about one place are the things that are missing in the next place, and the things that the next place has, the other place didn't have. So every time you had one problem and then another place solves it, then there's a new problem there. So I think that's a pretty good metaphor for a lot of life, but there you go. If you move a lot, you may end up with that same challenge of how to integrate the realities of all your different yous. Well, at least that's what ended up feeling weird to me. Oh, there's a stage. And that red truck is leaving. She was blowing leaves, which was kind of loud. Now I know exactly where I want to go, and this is not it. Last spot, I promise, because my lips are getting chapped. Oh well. Never mind. Thought I would have the coolest view. Taking care of yourself. Holding on to your hands. It'll be okay. Most of us anyway. Hey, I'm settle down. Going round from town to town, and I'm crazy to believe could have been any other way for me anyway, 'cause I'm free and light like a bird should be in their mind most of the time. Some of the time, and I'm finding I'm not, and never have been afraid to fly. I've just been scared of what you would say if you saw me way up here in this wobbly and weird way. But the flying itself was the same old dream that I've had since I was 17 or 23 or 13 or 3 or 4, I don't know. And there's beauty all around me, not just here, but I gotta slow down and see it for what it is. If I want to integrate it into my life from here on out, 'cause the way is forward and not back the way I came. I know I've gotten so used to that game. It's my favorite game to play. But hey, time to change the rhyme scheme. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means to me? Gotta go west, finally not east, and hold still until I can breathe. go. There's an Allegan song. Allegan, Michigan. That has like a funny ring to it. It almost sounds comical. Very small town. Very good vibes. Very charming. Like, seriously, when I look over my shoulder, I'm like, gosh, why does that remind me of New York City? Like, I think once you've lived somewhere, you're just always going to love something about it. It's just how the world works. You're going to miss a person, you're going to miss a place, you're going to miss a food product, you're going to miss a moment in time. I mean, that at least we know we can't go back to. All of us understand inherently, like, it's just human nature. We all get that. You can't go back to a moment in time. And if that's actually something you're struggling with, I don't mean to shame you. Like, if something bad happened in the past that you want to make amends for, or you want to feel different about, you can't go back to that time. I mean, you can in your mind, but it's better to go forward and think differently, or feel differently, or communicate differently, or talk to people who you might have affected. That's the whole point of that, like, 4th step in the 12-step world. You know, you do a 4th step and then you go, you make amends with people, and some people, everyone does it differently. I don't totally believe in the, like, super aggressive approach where you're contacting people you might have maybe said one confusing thing to when you were like 8, you know. But there's prayer, there's writing, there's learning, there's becoming yourself, and I don't know. I think it's just supposed to be humbling to help you, like, get over the fear of people. I heard once that it was like, you know, you have a resentment or a fear or something that's holding you back. If you were in a place and you saw a particular person coming down the street, would you cross to the other side to, like, get away and hope they don't see you? I think that's a pretty good signal that there's some sort of energy between you that it would help both of you to resolve it, you know. But I mean, that's just like a stock idea. I mean, it could be anything that you would want to cross the street. It could be because they were abusive towards you and you don't feel like taking on more of that energy. So things that are like black and white like that are usually not helpful for me. I'm already too much of a black and white thinker. I'm sort of like if I meet a new person, I accidentally, they're in my good graces just for their humanity, our shared humanity, and then if they let me down too many times in the same way, it's like I have a trap door in my brain and I, like, put them in a different category of, like, someone that I can't rely on, or someone that I can't trust, or someone that has outbursts. And then once they're in that other category, I've tried with people before to, like, bring them back. I've tried sometimes to even, like, fundamentally just say they never drop down no matter how badly they treat me, but that's how you end up abused. But, like, sometimes I accidentally drop them down too soon into that other category and don't give people enough of a chance. And, you know, we all make mistakes, but I don't know. I think that's a tough topic for trauma survivors, and that's outside of my interest in this moment anyway. Bye.